B-list actress Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, are not going to be pleased when they find this out. Spare no expense. We are not going to be intimidated into settling.
To me, this does not help Blake Lively's case at all.
She played with fire, and now she got burned. This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, two dazzling Hollywood icons with a seemingly perfect marriage, thriving careers, and a playful online banter that fans adore. Justin Baldoni, a respected actor-director celebrated for heartfelt projects that highlight empathy and hope. On paper, you'd never guess their paths would collide in a scandal rumored to threaten everything they've built. Yet whispers of an all-out legal war between these three have begun echoing through Tinseltown, hinting at massive lawsuits, severed loyalties, and reputations on the brink of destruction.
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon. But it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin.
How did it come to this? How did beloved public figures, known for their charm and philanthropy, end up on opposite sides of a courtroom drama that has insiders clutching their pearls? The stakes, according to some, are higher than we've seen in years, potentially to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Today, we're peeling back the layers of speculation and swirling rumors to uncover exactly what might be going on behind the red carpet smiles. If you've been paying attention to the hush-hush chatter around Hollywood, you already know this situation could escalate at any moment. And once you hear the details, you'll see why some people are calling this the biggest Hollywood face-off in a decade. They say that in Hollywood, any sign of friction can spiral into a headline storm. But tension between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni seemed especially bizarre. Both are known for uplifting content. Blake for her witty presence on talk shows, her philanthropic appearances, and successful ventures in beauty and lifestyle. Justin for directing and starring in projects that champion compassion and social awareness. Publicly, they radiated positivity. Behind the scenes, however, rumors suggest they were anything but harmonious. Trouble reportedly started brewing when the two were set to collaborate on a film adaptation that had fans buzzing.
One of the co-founders of Wayfarer, his production company, is Steve Sarowitz. And there's no sorrow with him because Steve Sarowitz is a billionaire.
Insiders claim that from day one, there were disagreements over creative direction. Some say Justin envisioned a more grounded, heartfelt piece, while Blake preferred a glossier, mainstream approach. On top of that, their personalities allegedly clashed in ways no one could have predicted. Sparks flew, but not in a good way. Enter Ryan Reynolds, famously known for comedic timing and irreverent humor. In certain press interviews, fans noticed subtle jokes that some interpreted as digs at Justin's style or personal convictions. What began as mild friction between coworkers soon evolved into an apparent feud that extended beyond the set. Hollywood watchers began whispering about favors called in, back-channel PR campaigns, and other behind-the-scenes tactics. If even half of these stories are true, the stage was set for a meltdown
to clear his name. And I think that's what's happening here. I don't think Blake Lively, and certainly Ryan Reynolds, they don't need money from Justin Baldoni. They're A-list celebrities and they're worth a lot. And same thing, I think Justin Baldoni, obviously money is going to be more important to him, but he's fighting for his survival right now. If you have a reputation in Hollywood as being a harasser, that's a quick way to never make another film here again.
It did, according to the rumors that followed. You might ask, how does a typical Hollywood squabble escalate to potential courtroom drama? The answer is complicated, but insiders point to a catalyst, some moment or incident that lit the fuse. According to various gossip outlets, it started with a series of leaked emails and texts. These communications allegedly showed a systematic effort to discredit one party in favor of another. Depending on which source you trust, the leaks were orchestrated to paint Justin Baldoni as difficult, possibly even manipulative. Others claim the opposite, that those messages revealed Blake Lively's relentless push to control every aspect of the production, overshadowing Justin's role. Some theories even suggest that Ryan was behind certain PR leaks, using humor and subtle jabs to shift fan perception.
Justin Baldoni has reportedly been dropped from his talent agency WME after co-star Blake Lively, who is also represented by WME, filed a legal complaint accusing him of harassment and creating a hostile work environment on set of their blockbuster hit It Ends With Us.
Once these alleged communications became public, each side seemed to double down. Rather than settling their differences quietly, rumors say they each hired top-tier attorneys, prepared statements, and started playing offense. At that point, it was no longer just about creative differences or bruised egos. It was about reputations and livelihoods. Blake reportedly felt that her brand, built around authenticity, kindness, and inspiration, was at risk. Justin feared that if he didn't defend himself aggressively, he'd be forever tarnished by labels he claims are false and malicious. Then came the first rumblings of legal action. Cease and desist letters circulated. Confidentiality agreements were brandished like shields. But these measures only fueled more gossip. Once lawyers enter the fray, everyone in Hollywood takes notice. And as the saying goes, a rumor can circle the globe in seconds, especially if it involves a potential scandal with big names attached. In most high-profile battles, the star with bigger pockets usually holds the advantage. That's how Hollywood has always worked. Money talks, and those with less of it rarely stand a chance. At first glance, that spelled trouble for Justin. With Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds boasting a considerable combined net worth, plus their strong industry ties, it seemed they'd tower over him in any legal showdown. But that was before the talk of a billionaire backer. Gossip started swirling that Justin Baldoni had secured an unexpected ally with exceptionally deep pockets. Someone who co-invested in one of his production endeavors or believed strongly in his vision. The exact identity of this rumored billionaire remains murky, though some claim they recognize Justin's philanthropic leanings and moral stance, choosing to support him financially in the event of a lawsuit. This twist, if true, changes everything. Suddenly, Justin wouldn't be pressured to accept a quick settlement out of sheer desperation or budget constraints. He could afford to push forward, demanding a full trial with discovery, depositions, and potentially explosive witness testimony. That possibility alone might have rattled those who expected him to fold. After all, who wants to risk airing their secrets in open court? It's here that the word harassment began surfacing in tabloid headlines. Speculation spread that Blake had either implied or outright claimed Justin engaged in behavior that made her uncomfortable on set. In an era when any whiff of wrongdoing can destroy a career almost overnight, Justin seemingly had no choice but to fight tooth and nail. Was Blake's claim an overreach or a genuine grievance? To many, the truth remained unclear. But what did become clear is that each side felt cornered, and when powerful people feel cornered, they often become unpredictable. Scandals that involve A-list celebrities rarely stay confined to hush-hush corridors. Studio executives, brand sponsors, and even fellow actors began eyeing the swirling rumors with growing concern. Some producers purportedly worried that any association with the feud could tarnish their own projects. Meanwhile, tabloids had a field day, printing sensational headlines about betrayal in Hollywood and secrets that could end careers. Major corporations that collaborated with Blake, particularly in her hair care line and beverage endorsements, apparently took note. These brands pride themselves on uplifting images and positivity, so anything that hints at negative press is a potential problem. Whispers emerged that retailers were noticing a dip in sales for Blake's products, possibly due to consumer unease about the ongoing controversies. Though exact figures are speculative, the rumor alone sent many fans into online debates. Some threatened to boycott, while others rushed to defend her. Simultaneously, Ryan Reynolds faced professional jitters. Renowned for comedic roles that push boundaries, most famously his wisecracking alter ego, he was rumored to have included jabs at Justin in certain scripts. This, if true, didn't sit well with certain higher-ups in a company known for its family-friendly legacy. Several watchers noted that if the negativity around the lawsuit continued to escalate, Ryan might be forced to radically tone down his style or risk losing major deals. The fact that fans were even entertaining the thought of a Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds shows just how far-reaching the consequences might be. But the saga grew even more tangled when it was suggested that the tension had become personal. Reports cropped up that, behind closed doors, phone calls and emails were flying back and forth with accusations of smear campaigns and orchestrated intimidation. The war of words and legal documents was no longer just about money or creative control. It was about a primal defense of pride, name, and future legacy in an industry that thrives on image. If there's one detail that jolts people's attention, it's a jaw-dropping number. In this case, that number is a reported $400 million. Rumor has it that Justin Baldoni's legal team is pursuing damages of at least that much, claiming that the alleged defamation and blacklisting efforts by Blake and Ryan caused him severe financial harm, both present and future. It's an almost incomprehensible sum for most individuals. Even for multimillionaires, losing or paying out that amount could be crippling. This is where the real magnitude of the feud sinks in. Blake and Ryan, while wealthy by most standards, might not be able to handle such a gargantuan financial blow. Industry analysts speculate that if a court ruled against them for anything close to that figure, they could face an almost immediate meltdown of their personal finances, brand deals, and long-term business ventures. Bank accounts could be frozen, properties sold, and partnerships dissolved. The PR fallout alone would be staggering. Yet, for Justin, the stakes are equally high. Taking such a massive claim to trial means exposing his entire career to microscopic scrutiny. Critics could argue that the sum is inflated or that his actual damages are nowhere near that figure. To make his case, Justin might need to present detailed evidence, emails, messages, personal testimonies that reveal just how destructive the alleged smear campaign has been. And in doing so, he risks unveiling private moments that might also cast him in a complicated light. Trials can be messy affairs where each side slings mud at the other. There's rarely a clear winner once reputations have been dragged through the public arena. But the $400 million figure has clearly done its job in capturing the public imagination. It underscores the severity of the accusations and cements this battle as more than just a he said, she said scenario. It suggests a seismic event that could topple even the mightiest of Hollywood icons if they're found at fault. And so, fans, critics, and everyone in between are perched on the edge, waiting to see if the final verdict might deliver a blow that redefines stardom in the entertainment world. Hollywood is built on reputation, often more so than raw talent. One well-placed rumor can sink a promising actor's career. One misstep in the public eye can cause a brand endorsement to vanish. In this swirling controversy, each party stands to lose precisely that everything they've painstakingly cultivated. For Blake Lively, her gracious public image, entrepreneurial spirit, and philanthropic endeavors have elevated her beyond just an actress. She's a symbol of class and charm. This lawsuit, if it portrays her in a harsh or domineering light, could tarnish that persona irreparably. Ryan Reynolds, beloved for his razor-sharp humor and approachable demeanor, also walks a precarious tightrope. Fans connect with his comedic authenticity, but studios like Disney are risk-averse juggernauts. If Ryan's brand of humor suddenly appears to be tied to real-life bullying or callousness, it wouldn't just be about losing a role. It could compromise everything from marketing deals to future collaborations. And Justin Baldoni? He's been on an upward trajectory as both a director and an actor, praised for projects that highlight compassion and empathy. If the accusations of harassment are even partially believed, his philanthropic and positive image could crumble overnight. Hollywood might regard him as a liability, branding him with a stigma that could take years, if not decades, to shed. In an era where social media amplifies voices instantly, these reputational risks are greater than ever. Fans worldwide are already taking sides, engaging in online debates about who is innocent or the real villain. Hashtags supporting each party have trended sporadically, feeding a cycle of speculation and half-truths. And while hashtags may blow over, the underlying damage to trust and credibility can be permanent. Thus, each party fights with the desperation of someone facing professional extinction, and that desperation only heightens the drama in a battle that shows no sign of abating. Court dates, legal motions, and pre-trial hearings often feel dull to the outside world until a scandalous case is involved. Then, every single filing becomes front-page news. Attorneys for both sides appear to be carefully choreographing their strategies, determined to outmaneuver each other. Rumor has it that mediation sessions have been suggested, but each side refuses to blink. For Justin, anything less than total exoneration would leave a stain on his name. For Blake and Ryan, admitting wrongdoing or writing a massive check might feel like career suicide, and they reportedly refuse to budge on demands for a public apology. As the countdown to the rumored trial date creeps closer, fans speculate about possible settlement deals. Could Blake and Ryan pay a fortune just to end the fiasco quietly? Would Justin accept a smaller sum if it came with a public admission of fault from the Lively Reynolds side? Or is the animosity so deep that neither party can stomach a private agreement that leaves the real story hidden behind non-disclosure agreements? Adding another layer of tension, certain gossip columns claim that new pieces of evidence are still being unearthed. Fresh emails, phone recordings, or documents that have yet to be revealed. The moment these leak, if they exist at all, the entire narrative could flip. Perhaps one side holds the smoking gun that will guarantee a victory in court. Or maybe both sides have skeletons they're terrified of exposing. In any case, the prospect of a drawn-out trial has Hollywood bracing itself. It might be the biggest spectacle we've witnessed in years, overshadowing every red carpet or award show for the foreseeable future. When personal vendettas become public, there's often a breaking point that shifts the entire conversation. For some, that moment is an emotional interview. For others, it's a private letter suddenly leaked to tabloids. In this saga, nobody's quite sure what the final catalyst will be, but speculation runs rampant. Some say a tell-all book is in the works. Others believe an insider from one of the production teams is ready to speak out under oath, potentially leveling accusations that will stun even the most jaded observers. Meanwhile, brand sponsors watch nervously. If you've ever wondered why celebrities so fiercely guard their public image, it's because endorsements and lucrative partnerships can vanish overnight once scandal taints the star. While neither side has commented openly about financial losses beyond cryptic references to brand damage, rumors say Blake's product lines are feeling the heat. Ryan's comedic approach in certain projects might have been toned down under corporate pressure. Even Justin, who relies on directorial and acting gigs, could see fewer opportunities if producers sense any risk of controversy. All the while, fans continue to debate. Is the real culprit inflated egos, miscommunication, or an orchestrated sabotage? Without an official verdict or clear admission, the lines remain blurred. The tension sets the stage for a high-stakes showdown that could reshape how we view and trust Hollywood personalities. So here we stand at the threshold of what could be a landmark Hollywood dispute, involving three big names who were once admired for their wit, talent. Until the day the final gavel drops and the rumor mill spins out its last guess, all we can do is watch, speculate, and remember that in Tinseltown, the truth can be as elusive and dramatic as any script. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes on the headlines and brace yourself for what could be one of the most explosive Hollywood reveals in recent history. If you found this deep dive intriguing, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more content that sheds light on the hidden workings of celebrity culture. Because in showbiz, there's always another story waiting to be uncovered.